Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs and R.A. Dudrak, the Window King, present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region. A special good morning to Suzanne in Oriskany, watching the show before her morning run.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. Lance and Sherry have been really busy working on their new magazine. People have been asking, where can you pick one up? They can be picked up at any of our sponsors and at your closest Stewart shop, from Barneveld to Cooperstown, Camden to Sharon Springs.
Starting October 1st, you can pick up Mohawk Valley Living magazine for free at all of our sponsors and at your closest Stewart shop, the exclusive convenience store for Mohawk Valley Living magazine. Visit our website for a complete list of pickup locations. And tune in next week for a chance to win Mohawk Valley Living magazine mailed to your door every month.
Boomtown around here. With a girl named Grace, working in a petticoat factory. A simple pearl poor country girl Gillette promised to marry. She bid her home farewell, unwedded and away. They traveled forth on a train headed north. In Utica they spent the day. No wayward homes to stay, with trouble along the way.
If you'd like to take a hike along the canal, you can walk the old Black River Canal towpath. You can park either at the small parking space at Olney's Garden Center or at the other end of the trail at the Rome Fish Hatchery. It's a 3.4-mile round trip along the old Black River Canal. There's a vision of someday connecting the trail along the old towpath to historic sites throughout the city, from Delta Lake State Park to here at Bellamy Harbor Park on the Erie Canal.
Rome is known for its many parks. There's one hidden away down here on the Mohawk River that you may want to make it a point to find. It's called the Bellamy Harbor Park. It's right on the shores of the Barge Canal, and even if you don't own a boat or a canoe, you can walk along the edge of the canal here, and there are picnic areas. You can stand where I am or have a picnic where I am and look at the spillway. You can then take a walk over the spillway. It is absolutely charming.
A popular stop in the 1800s on a journey along the Erie Canal was this hotel, located just off the canal on James Street. People still flock to the Franklin Hotel for the Vecchio family's old-fashioned Italian cooking and hospitality.
It was my parents before my brother and I. We've been in business 44 years.
So you grew up here?
I did. I grew up here. What we have here is the original neighborhood restaurant. We're doing new things all the time, but the nice thing is that no matter if people move away, they come back. People are here, gone, come back, and when they do come back, they're always happy because they find the same atmosphere and the same friends and the same people and a lot of the same things on our menu. Not just a lot of the things are made here, everything's made here. It's pretty scary.
The rolls for the hammers?
Sure, we have our own bakery, our own full line bakery. Our own bread, our own rolls, hamburger buns, full lines of pastry, birthday cakes, wedding cakes. Everybody keeps asking me what my favorite pastry is, and I tell everybody the same thing. It's like, did you see the size of me? I like everything. You know, you hear this all the time, but people say it's in your blood, and it really is. Wouldn't do anything else.
This hotel has been here since the canal days. It has been called the Franklin since the 1920s. And when they say that things here are homemade, there's no fibbing about it. Everything that you come in here to eat is homemade. But aside from that, there's the homey feeling as well, because the moment you walk through that front door, you feel like you're home. With the food and the homemade bread, it's very hard to make room for dessert, but be sure that you do, because the dessert is absolutely out of this world. I had a lobster tail, and I don't think I've had one like that in years. And they're all homemade. You can probably find Phil down there rolling them with his rolling pin, an old-fashioned wooden rolling pin. It is truly a great thing to see the Vecchio boys carrying on the tradition here at the Franklin Hotel.
There's a fruit in my labor when I get bored. Tell me that it's mightier than the sword. It's sweet and subtle as a song of the wren. Well, if a drunk man's words are a sober man's mind, it's all the same to her unless it's written on that line. Everything fades away without my pen.
Here's what's hot on the lot at Skinner and Demoulas. Check out this 2013 Dodge Avenger, only 13,000 miles with a 7-year, 100,000-mile factory warranty. Was $17,995. Mohawk Valley Living fan price $16,995 at Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs.
Everyone knows the Window King for windows because he's been selling good windows cheap for years. But R.A. Dudrak is much more than windows. He's windows and doors, kitchens and floors. So, whether you're looking for energy-efficient windows to save money this winter, or a new kitchen to brighten up those long winter months, the Window King has it all. Visit their showroom in beautiful Holland Patent and see for yourself why R.A. Dudrak is the Window King.
Shop the fun and frugal Newport Marketplace. Over 40 vendors of treasures, antiques, unique gifts, Amish baskets, and new and handcrafted items. New items arriving daily at the Newport Marketplace on Route 28, just 20 minutes from Utica, Little Falls, and the Valley. Melrose Supermarket is your family hometown market, known for their choice hand-cut meats, homemade breads, and fresh pastas and salads. Check out the weekly specials at Melrose Supermarket, East Main Street in Frankfort. Summer fashion at a fraction during the summer clearance. Save up to 40% on colorful, fun-to-wear summer clothing. On sale now at the Village Crossing in Clinton.
Hi, Dr. Tom. Bringing your cat to the Paris Hill Cat Hospital on Sundays is a part of Mohawk Valley living. Come inside and see why.
Paris Hill Cat Hospital, this is Lindsay. How can I help you? Hello, Mrs. Cole. Your cat is losing weight and you need an appointment? And you're only available on weekends. Sure, I have an available appointment with Dr. Karen Sunday at 2 p.m. Does that fit into your schedule? Okay.
We're open 7 days a week because we know that your cat can become ill anytime. The Paris Hill Cat Hospital, quality care for your cats and kittens.
Buy the bushel and save at North Star Orchards. Take advantage of summer's bounty and stock up now for freezing and canning. Pick a peck of peppers. Choose from 8 varieties. Enjoy sweet nectarines and peaches from New York and Pennsylvania. Buy the bushel and save at North Star Orchards in Westmoreland. This week we're touring Genesee Street in the heart of our viewing area, the city of Utica. Genesee Street runs southwest by northwest, intersected downtown by Bleecker Street, and was once known as the crossroads of New York. Utica's Main Street still has many beautiful examples of early 19th and 20th century architecture. We're going to travel from uptown to downtown. We start our journey at Castle Recording Studio at 2317 Genesee Street, located in the former Church of the Nazarene. As we enter, we hear a familiar voice. It's local singer and songwriter John Keller. This state-of-the-art recording studio was dreamed up by Jeff Avalier, who spent 3 years restoring this original 1926 church. The studio has clients who range from budding musicians to accomplished recording stars.
It took a lot of a lot of work, quite a bit of work. We had to restore the building at the same time build the recording studio. So it was an ambitious task. We can do off-site remote recording. We can come in here and we have 6 different isolation booths, and we do voiceovers to rock bands, to rap. We're very approachable. We get piano auditions, voice auditions, a cappella groups from the colleges. So we do the whole thing as far as what people want. There's so many good musicians in this area, it's unbelievable, really. Quite surprised about that. And the voices, and it's a great area for that.
Travis, have you lost your mind? Travis, never lose direction. Travis, oh, you're running out of time.
We continue our tour along Genesee Street and take a spin around the traffic circle at historic Oneida Square.
And flies by in his 185. You know what a feeling it is. It's so good to see all you at latitude 62.
In downtown Utica, we meet some fans outside the historic 185 Genesee Street building, home to Adirondack Bank and many other offices. Before we head in, we take a moment to marvel at the beautiful relief sculptures around the entrance. We take the elevator to the top, to the studios of 95.5 FM WUSP, the area's first FM talk radio station. Here we meet some familiar faces, including broadcast veteran Tom Coyne, who has left television to go back to radio, along with Frank Abadessa. And there's local radio icon Hank Brown.
The whole idea behind it is local ownership, local programming. When I started out in broadcasting and when Frank started out in broadcasting, that's what you had. You had true, genuine local ownership. And it was a situation where people who owned the station lived here in the community. They went to work here, their kids went to school here. They knew everything that was going on within this community. And you know, when you talk local, you're talking about your son, your daughter, your grandson, your granddaughter, your niece, your nephew. That's one of the things that we really want to focus on. We'll do live play-by-play of games. We're going to go off the grid a little bit and do something in my 30 plus years in broadcasting in this community, I don't remember being done. We're going to do high school soccer games, including girls soccer games. You've got two great girls soccer teams up in the Cuyahoga Valley. They deserve the recognition. Those are the kind of things that we're going to do.
You can listen to The Tom Coyne Show Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., followed by Hank Brown from 9 to noon. Tune to 95.5 FM WUSP or visit WUSPFM.com.
And this is the Tom Coyne Show on WUSP Utica and WRCK in Remsen. We've got more coming up after this.
We hear that you don't have to leave the building to enjoy a great lunch. Just head to the second floor. Roso's Cafe is hopping with locals, enjoying some fast food that's healthy and homemade. Sandwiches, soups, and salads to eat in or take back to the office. It seems the radio guys also have the scoop.
I remember coming to this building way back when it was called the First National Bank Building. That was in 1965, 45 years ago. And there used to be a little place down here where you could eat or get food to take back to the office. The food was very good, and the tradition continues because Roso's still has some of the finest homemade food. Be sure to try the homemade soup and the desserts. Incredible.
Yeah, everybody loves the soups. We have the pumpkin bisque today, and another soup that we have that everybody loves is the butternut squash. And the lasagna soup goes over really big as well. Everybody just wants to eat healthy. They don't like the fried food, and I very seldom sell any fried food. And it goes over really well.
When I was a curly-headed
More from our tour of Genesee Street in Utica after the break.
down upon his knee, he said, girl, you go to school and learn your letters.
Here's what's hot on the lot at Skinner and Demoulas. Check out this 2013 Dodge Avenger, only 13,000 miles with a 7-year, 100,000-mile factory warranty. Was $17,995. Mohawk Valley Living fan price $16,995 at Skinner and Demoulas in Richfield Springs. Be sure to attend the 32nd Annual Adirondacks National Exhibition of American Watercolors. Ranked one of the best watercolor exhibitions in the country, the exhibit features works by many of the greatest living painters in North America. On display now at View in Old Forge. Visit Brenda's Natural Foods in their brand new, bigger location, right down the street at 236 West Dominic Street in Rome. Brenda's Natural Foods, something good and a lot of it. For the most unique shopping experience, visit the Little Falls Antique Center and the shops at 25 West. Over 40 local vendors, all under one roof. Shop local at the Little Falls Antique Center and the shops at 25 West. Always worth the drive at Canal Place in Little Falls. Shop Shelter for handmade Adirondack furniture designed by craftsman Jim Kiefer. He works with you to create custom pieces to your specifications, from dining room and coffee tables to bookcases, beds, and bunks. Call or visit Shelter on Main Street in Old Forge. Why do contractors and do-it-yourselfers shop Lincoln Davies? It's the superior grade lumber, the value for the money, the 140 years and 6 generations of customer service. Since 1872, Lincoln Davies has delivered superior lumber, value, and service, and they're not about to change things now. Celebrating 140 years at the same location, just 10 minutes south of New Hartford on Summit Road between routes 12 and 8. Lincoln Davies, building them like they used to. Call Yannick Excavating for all your residential and commercial projects, from new construction and land clearing to septic systems, driveways, basements, ponds, and topsoil. Visit yannickexcavating.com. Expecting company? Just call Deansboro Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377. This week, we're visiting Yorkville in the town of Whitestown, and we want to see what's new. But first, a little history. Yorkville was most likely named for the region of York in England, from where many of its first settlers originated. It experienced the economic boom of the Erie Canal era when the canal cut right through its center from east to west in the early 1800s. The canal was a much better endeavor than the halfway bridge that connected Yorkville to Utica. The ill-fated bridge is commemorated in the pretty little Yorkville Memorial Park on West Whitesboro Street.
For those of you out there who are old-timers like myself, you might remember years ago when there used to be a bridge over here. It was called the Halfway Bridge. I'm not quite sure what it was halfway to or from, but the foundation of the bridge was made from the stones from the Erie Canal. They were very resourceful back then. In 1970, when it was time for the aging bridge to come down, the first attempt with dynamite just didn't work. It was too tough. So it took a second dynamiting to finally bring it to its knees.
Driving down the road down in South Carolina, couldn't see the clearing road. I ran into a blue suit with bad steps in that head. Couldn't win, the man's just not so. Said, son, forgive me, I was once young and free, but my troubles got me to this mess.
One of the most famous portrait artists of the early 19th century lived here in Yorkville. As a matter of fact, his home was right here. Henry Inman painted some of the prominent families in the area, as well as these very famous national figures, DeWitt Clinton, Erastus Corning, Martin Van Buren, and Chief Justice John Marshall. He was an avid fisherman and also known for his landscape paintings. And who can doubt, but he lived right here in the best place for that, the Mohawk Valley.
Since we're in Yorkville, we decide to stop and say hi and happy birthday to C. John at Karam's Middle East Bakery. It takes a while to work our way through the many familiar faces. When we finally make it to see John, he won't speak to us until he feeds us, which is kind of how he got into the restaurant business.
Well, the people used to come from out of town because it's the only bakery in the whole area here. You could from out of town to Buffalo to this way, Oneana, Albany, all there. So they come and say, why are you gonna have coffee? So we start making coffee. Oh, we're gonna come buy the bread here and go buy the grocery from somewhere else. So I start getting the grocery. So now I do everything, and it's good.
The best part of coming to the bakery every morning is our customers. They're just great.
You seem to know what they want when they come in the door.
Oh yes, we do. We know exactly what they want, and they know what they want too. It's the great thing about this. It's just everyone is just so. The customers are great, and it just makes it a special for us.
Birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear son. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
65. His name's pronounced Sejan. Stop in and wish him a happy birthday at Karam's Middle East Bakery and Restaurant at 137 Campbell Ave in Yorkville. They open at 9, Tuesday through Saturday.
Look at the clock, the time is now. Tomorrow's no promise anyhow. Take care of your friends, they'll take care of you. Take care of your friends.
We head from Oriskany Boulevard to Commercial Drive to Wurz Ave and Oriskany Manufacturing Technologies. We're given a tour by Executive Vice President Michael Fitzgerald. He tells us that although they make a variety of many different products, they specialize in the design, manufacture, and finishing of aluminum, copper, and stainless steel tubing.
Tubing is a key and niche for us. We've found that we're very good at what we do in terms of tube fabricating, and we use that as leverage to build other products that use tube in their assembly. A lot of electromechanical assemblies do use tube, so having that capability gets you in the door. For tubing, we generally cut it, bend it, weld it or braze it, form it in some way at the ends, and then we'll finish it with a powder coat finish or assembly of fittings, insulation, things of that general nature, all for our customers and uses, which are anywhere from handrails on buses, air conditioning tubing, power steering or hydraulic lines, hydraulic hoses. We also put them into assemblies that are for barriers, and we use our tube as the cornerstone of what we fabricate. Our first handful of employees have been here since 1997. We're very proud of that. And we have about 120 people currently on staff. Well, I grew up in Oriskany, hence the name Oriskany Manufacturing. We had the opportunity to move to other locations around the country, to travel around and find employment elsewhere, but rather than leave the family and chase the job, we decided to bring the jobs to the Mohawk Valley.
In 1866, James B. Turnbull walked to farms and villages to visit his customers, earning their trust. Today, the fourth generation of Turnbulls continue that dedication, tailoring a life insurance plan to suit your unique needs and priorities. Turn to the company that is out there to earn your trust. Turn to Turnbull. Do something about your chronic pain. InterX Therapy can be the answer to your post-surgical or sports injury rehabilitation or chronic neuropathic pain. Call Dr. Michael Tucherone at 853-6225 for non-invasive InterX Therapy. Mark your calendars for the ultimate celebration of autumn, the 35th Annual Harvest Festival, September 14th and 15th at the Farmers Museum. This regional favorite brings together a wide range of performers, artisans, great food, music, animals, and family activities. Enjoy traditional 19th century music, horse-drawn wagon rides, apple cider pressing, and free rides on the Empire State Carousel. It's the 35th Annual Harvest Festival, September 14th and 15th at the Farmers Museum in Cooperstown. That special art, photograph, or memorabilia deserves a special frame. Oscars creates one-of-a-kind gold and silver leaf mirrors and frames. Oscars Picture Framing, 12 Kellogg Road, New Hartford. Have a tropical adventure and walk among hundreds of free-flying butterflies, tropical birds, plants, lizards, and frogs at the Pop Butterfly Conservatory. It's an unforgettable experience for all ages. Open 7 days a week on Route 7 in Oneonta. When you shop Meelan's Market, you'll be the grill master. That's because every hot dog, beef patty, and sausage is made by Bob Meelan himself. Find everything for your next cookout, from store-made meats to fresh salads and tabbouleh, at Meelan's Market at the Four Corners in Clark Mills. Experience the Fenimore Art Museum, overlooking beautiful Otsego Lake. Spend the day exploring the permanent collection of American Indian art and one of the nation's largest collections of American folk art. And Nature and the American Vision exhibition, highlighting 19th century Hudson River School artists, on display at the Fenimore Art Museum in Cooperstown. Tom's Natural Foods is your connection to local farms for natural and organic fruits and vegetables, meats, eggs, cheeses, and other milk products. At Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally. What started out as a local dairy farm and milk delivery route has become a local landmark. Holland Farms has grown into a full-service scratch bakery, coffee bar, and deli, featuring salads, lunches, and takeout catering.
It was 85 years ago when my father put a milk production plant on the family farm. So they were all from Holland, so the name Holland Farms started. Around 1955, my father started a store as you see it today, where you would come and buy your milk. Up until then, he was delivering it door to door all over the county. And he had traveled to California, where he saw a dairy bar, which is a place where you go and bring your milk home. And he brought the idea here. My sister and I, Marilyn and I, have been here since about 1980. And we're surviving, we love it. We do so enjoy coming here every day.
Just a couple hundred feet east of Holland Farms on Oriskany Boulevard is the new location of Hall of Frames Sports Collectibles. Started over 20 years ago by an 18-year-old sports collector, it is now the area's largest dealer of sports collectibles.
For all of you sports fans, when you're here in Yorkville, be sure to stop into the Hall of Frames Sports Collectibles and see all the things that they have here, hundreds and hundreds of different collectible things. And Tom's own personal collection, believe it or not, he has an autographed baseball signed by Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. And here's an autographed photo of the Mick from 1951. Holy cow, I was only 10 years old.
I started it 21 years ago when I was 18 years old. I was a collector from the time I was probably 7, 8, 9 years old. And it was basically just it was a passion of mine that actually turned into a business on accident. And I say 21 years later, we're still doing it. We moved in August 1st of last year, and probably the best thing we ever did. It's a great location, a lot of traffic, and we've gotten a lot of new customers. It's fun. It's fun to see the kids come in all the time. I like to see the little kids come in. It's the next generation of collectors. So the kids seem to get excited a lot more than the adults do. So it's the fun part as a kid.
You knew everything and told me what was right. There was day trips and fishing trips and camping and staring